was a little too cross-eyed at the end to see what my average ended up being, but I am 99.9% sure I just smashed my PR. I'm excited. So one of the first things Ricky ever scolded me about when we started working together like a year and a half ago was me going too hard on recovery rides or easy rides. I've gotten really good at just being slow.
So this week we are focusing on VO2 Max efforts, the short, sharp efforts that always get me popped in races. We're starting with this 40-20 workout, 3 sets. It's gonna be using my new zones after my FTP test, and it starts with a dark omen.
I think these are vultures. Oh, they are vultures. Oh, cool. Wow, their wings are so big.
So after a good warm-up, we launch into the first set. 40-20s are 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. I actually don't do these that often. I maybe did one session like this last year, and I find this first set kind of difficult to sort of nail the target power. I'm bouncing all over the place, either overshooting or undershooting. Physically, I'm not finding it that hard, but it is something that takes a bit of focus.
So that was the first set. You know, I nailed every single one in zone, but I'm definitely bouncing in and out. Just kind of playing around with how I can improve that. Definitely like starting in the right gear, so I'm pedaling like closer to 80 RPM. Makes it easier to sort of keep it steady, and then also anticipating each one a little bit, so I roll on smoother without like a big spike at the beginning. We'll see. I'll try to do a little better, a little cleaner on the second set.
So during my rest period, I rode to this paved climb, left-hand canyon. If you watched my video last week, this is where I did my FTP test. I also ran into my neighbor Andrea here, and she was doing a 40-20 workout on this climb as I did my FTP test. And I figured, you know what? I think she knows what she's doing. I'm gonna copy her, and I'm gonna do some 40-20s here also.
This probably should have been obvious to me, but these are way easier to do and control on pavement and on a climb. So I probably should have been on this climb from the start. What was kind of cool is halfway through that second set, I kind of learned how it's supposed to feel, and I could do them without staring at my screen, which is neat.
So on this last set, I am still feeling pretty good. It doesn't feel that hard, although I do miss this one rep here. I am under at 305, which is pretty annoying. Ultimately though, I don't feel like I really struggled with this workout. It wasn't until the last few reps that I actually started to feel just a tiny bit of fatigue creep in.
Not bad at all. Though, in those last 3 reps, I did feel a bit of burn in the legs. Maybe that's the intent.
So I mentioned earlier how Ricky sort of scolded me early on about needing to actually take my easy days easy, you know, especially when I'm doing efforts this hard. Resting and recovering is something I need to get better at. So I got another easy ride. It gives me some time to appreciate some new gear.
Okay, get ready to roast me. I've been wanting these for a while, and I know they look absurd, but I have no excuse. I am stoked though that I get to ride in my new shoes. I got a new pair of the latest Lake shoes, and holy crap, they're good. They fit so well. The upper I like a lot. I've wide ass feet, so I've always really liked Lake. This is like my 5th pair. I'm kind of annoyed because I like them so much. I'm thinking about upgrading my road shoes too.
So on Thursday, we have another VO2 Max session. This time, the intervals are a little bit longer. We have a 4x2 minute and a 4x1 minute. These also come at the very end of the session. We're starting with 30 minutes of Zone 2 Plus, and this is where I really feel for the first time how raising my FTP has affected my zones. Zone 2 Plus, the target used to be 212 watts. Now it's 221, which is, you know, a little bit harder. Immediately after that 30-minute block, we jump into the 4x2 VO2, which I knock out, and it doesn't feel that hard, but it is definitely harder than the 40-20 workout I did on Tuesday.
I don't do that much VO2 work. It definitely hits a little different. It's like this slow accumulating burn in my lungs and my legs. It's honestly a feeling I usually try to avoid. It's probably good that I'm doing it.
Since this next set is 1 minute efforts instead of 2 minutes, I do try to hit them just a tiny bit harder. So Friday is a tempo workout, but it has a bit of a kicker. It's a basic 3x10 minute session, but at the end of every 10-minute block, for the final minute, I'm supposed to kick it up to a little bit above threshold, and then I finish the whole thing with sprints. So overall, these tempo efforts felt pretty good. Maybe I could have kicked harder at the very end, but I was thinking about saving a little for these 20-second sprints. These were 5 all-out 20-second efforts at the end of my ride. I did them on a gravel hill, and the surface was a little bit loose, so I got a little wheel spin trying to start these, which was kind of janky, but we got them done.
So my legs are pretty sore. Probably unsurprising considering what I did this week. I'm riding my mountain bike because it's fun, but I think my goal today is going to be going up the climb as slow as possible. Oh God, okay. It's kind of a weird game. I gotta like resist the urge to punch it over features. This dude just blew by me. Oh, it's so hard to resist the urge to chase. Gotta squish that ego. This is the one spot where I might have to give it some beans. We'll see. Uh-oh. Come on. Yep, yep. Bit of a spike, that's okay. Almost lost the front there.
What front chainring size do you have?
I have a 42 right now. I did have a 44, but I broke it.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, I just hit a rock. I'll let you pace it.
So this is my friend Jonathan. He caught me just as I was starting my ride and we decided to hit this first climb together. This is a really steep, really rough, really loose climb, and Jonathan absolutely smashed it.
Nice. You punched it.
After Jonathan and I split up, I decided to hit a few more gravel climbs, and I got to bookend my week with another cool bird sighting.
It's a wild turkey. Hey, dude. Or it's probably a lady turkey.
So the workout notes today said try not to drift out of zone 2, but I've kind of already blown that up riding with Jonathan, and now I'm making my way to this climb called 4 Mile Canyon. It goes up to Gold Hill and it's pretty big, and then I meet this guy Elliot.
Don't go too hard, I gotta stay in zone 2. How old are you, Elliot?
29.
29.
Yeah.
Prime years, bro.
Young enough to be fit and old enough to have some money for life.
Yep.
So this always happens if I end up riding with someone. When I'm by myself, I'm really good at sticking to the plan, but if I end up riding with someone else, the plan just always goes out the window. But that's okay, it's a lot of fun. Elliot, when he came by me, he saw I was wearing this GoPro and he's like, hey, dude, you wanna film me on a descent? And I was like, yes, I do. So this is one of the things I love about living and riding in Boulder County. You just meet so many random riders who are awesome. I talked to Elliot on our way down. We're both gonna be doing Steamboat Gravel, so maybe you'll see him in July if we end up in the same group. definitely gonna try to stick to his wheel and work with him. Or, you know, based on how he climbs and descends, maybe I'm just gonna get absolutely dropped. Overall, this was a pretty solid 5-hour endurance ride. I did get a little bit naughty on a couple of the climbs and went a little hard into the tempo threshold zone, but hopefully my coach won't have too much to complain about.
So I'm like half an hour from home. Pretty good day. So I probably rode some parts of it a bit harder than I should have. That's what happens when I run into people. I'm pretty sore right now. I'm probably gonna be really sore tomorrow. I think next week we're gonna keep working on these shorter, sharper efforts. You know, the type of stuff I really need to improve if I'm gonna stick to some faster riders in the future. I'll see you in the next one.